Hi, this is Tim Yoder with Fit Small Business. Today I'll be evaluating Patriot Accounting software for Chapter 4 of the Fit Small Business case study. So this deals with the banking and cash management features of Patriot. So the first thing we're going to do is let's determine if we can attach our checking account to the Patriot software so that the transactions come through automatically. And I do believe that we can do this. So let's go to our accounting features. Let's see, maybe it's under settings. Connect bank accounts here. So under general setup, let's go to connect bank accounts and connect a new bank. Okay, so it tells us which service they use to connect your bank. Let's assume we go with Capital One. Okay, and so from this point forward, it's just going to vary a lot by your bank. So here you're going to want to enter your username and password from your bank. So make sure you have internet access before you try to do this. So you need to have internet access to your bank account. You give the software your credentials, it'll automatically hook up. You'll tell the software which account you want, which of your checking accounts within Patriot software you want to be connected to this particular account in your bank feed, and then it should work. So it'll walk you through a wizard. All the steps are a little bit different based on what your bank needs from you. So it does appear that it connects to your bank very similarly to other software. So we're not going to connect because we don't have hard to have a pretend bank account for a case study. So we're not going to be able to test that out fully, but it certainly looks like your standard bank account connection. Now the other thing is I'm wondering if we can import bank transactions from like a file we download from our bank, because some people prefer to do that. Instead of having the software connect directly to your bank, you may want to export transactions from your bank and then import them into the software. Okay, so let me do a little bit of research on this. So yes, it does have this import feature. So we want to go to accounting and then go down here to manage imported transactions. And here we can choose to manually import transactions. And so you'll need to save your transactions from your bank's website as either a CSV or an XLS file, and then you can import them in, and this will give you a wizard, and you should be able to walk through that. So CSV or XLS file, that's not ideal. A lot of software will allow you to import a QuickBooks Online file, even if the program is not itself QuickBooks Online, which is nice because then it's a much more seamless import. Here you'll have to make sure that you properly map all the columns into the proper fields within the software. But once you learn the format, it shouldn't be difficult. Okay, excellent. So you do have that option. Now the next thing we want to look at is the bank reconciliation feature. So let's go to accounting and let's go to reconcile account. Okay, and let's select our checking account, and we are going to say that our statement date, let's just say it was today. Okay, and I'm looking at a pretend statement here, and the balance off of that statement is 12,541.5, and let's hit continue. Okay, so here it gives us the statement balance and the Patriot balance, and so we can see there's a difference, so we need to make sure we know what that difference is. So this screen is going to give me our Patriot transaction, so I'm going to compare that to my bank transaction. So I look here, I see the $10,000 beginning balance, check that. I see our payment to Hank Independent of $1,200, check that. This $300 sales tax payment to the state of New York, that is not on my little case study bank statement here, and so I'm not going to check that. That's an outstanding check, meaning that it has not cleared the bank yet. And now I look and I have one deposit for $3,756.50 on my bank statement, and if I add all four of these together, that's that deposit. So this is why it would be nice if we could have combined all four of these into one deposit, but we couldn't. Every time we receive a payment on an invoice, it goes directly to your bank account. So it's when you have a lot of deposits, it's going to be very hard to match them to what's on your statement. But we add those four up, and that equals the one deposit I have of $3,056.50. Okay, so where does that leave us here? Okay, so we have a $300 outstanding check. That's correct. So as I check stuff, nothing up there is changing, is it? So it's not tracking our difference. Okay, so the only difference we should have right now is there is a $15 service fee on the statement that's not in our books yet. So let's go ahead and hit continue, see what happens. Okay, and so it is telling us now that there's a $15 difference, and now we can enter transactions that are on the statement that aren't listed in Patriot. Okay, so we have a withdrawal on 3/7, a service fee, see, is there some sort of bank expense? I don't know, maybe office expense, miscellaneous expense. There we go. We'll just put it to miscellaneous expense of, say, it was $15, right? Okay, so this is really nice. So first it asks us to trace from our books, our Patriot books, to our bank statement. After that, it shows us the difference, and then it allows us to enter the deposits and withdrawals that make up that difference. So now we're going to save that transaction. Okay, and now it tells us that our books are reconciled. Very good. So let's hit continue. Review reconciliation details. Looks good. Gives us our reconciled transactions, and it gives us our unreconciled transactions. So this is our outstanding check, and it's very important that we get a list of these outstanding checks so that we can keep an eye on them, because if this check written on March 7th doesn't clear by August or September, we know something's wrong. So either perhaps they lost the check, or maybe, if we have a whole bunch of transactions, maybe it was a check that never actually got written for some reason. We have an error in our accounting books. So we always want to keep track of those unreconciled transactions. Very important. So let's hit finish. Okay, let's look at what our reconciliation details look like. There we go. Perfect. Cleared transactions, outstanding entries. Perfect. Very, very nice. This has been one of the easiest reconciliation functions I've seen in accounting software. I really like it. Very clean reconciliation. So let's go ahead and grade this. So can the software connect to the bank account? Yes. Can you upload a file of transactions? Yep. Okay. We opened the bank rec, entered the ending balance, entered the monthly service fee. Now this was not in the right order. We entered the monthly service fee a little bit later in the process, but it did give us that option. Select transactions that cleared the bank, viewed the outstandings. There was an option to save the reconciliation and come back later, although we didn't have to do that. We finalized it, and then there was a very nice report to print. And do the credit cards have the same feature? I believe so. Start a new reconciliation, and we can select any account we want to, including our credit card. Okay, so yes, credit cards have the same features. Very good. So it scored perfectly in the banking and cash management category. Really like Patriot. So far, it's just been very easy to use. Some of the earlier chapters, we did find some missing features, but they're not surprising given the price range of Patriot. But I really like what we did in this chapter, banking and cash management. Very good. So hopefully this was helpful to you in your evaluation of Patriot. And again, my name was Tim Yoder with Fit Small Business.